Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Visor down. This is Racer X35, and what I'm showing you today is the second round of the Group 4 manufacturing cup, so Manufacturers Cup. It's at Suzuka, Japan. This is one of my favorite tracks. It's raced also in the F1 circuit. I raced a couple races before this one, and it didn't turn out so well, but this one's a lot better. So I am starting third, improved my qualifying that I complained about in the last video or two. This is actually the third race of the night because the other two races just bad qualifying and a lot of penalties and didn't finish really great. But this race actually turned out really, really well. I will tell you before I start the race that the person in second place, I'm not Jimmy. We had a couple coming together the last race or two. Never had a problem before, but of course when you're done with the race you can sit in a chat room and we can all talk smack. So I'm actually looking forward to racing him again in this race. It's 11 laps, starting on the mediums. I have a full tank of gas. I'm not going to refuel, don't need it. The gas is not going to burn off enough, but I do have to switch on to hards. So let's get going. So we're in the pace lap right now. It's a rolling start. And it'll be a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and it'll go. Alright, we're racing. So as I said before, I'm trying to get in front of second place to see he's weaving. Trying to warm up his tires. And I take advantage of that because it slowed him up and take him in the first corner, which I was very happy about. In the last couple races, him and I just we're not having a very sportsmanlike races, so. But as you can see here, he is actually off the course, so I was happy about that. All right, let's keep going. Looks like he pushed it too much and went wide, so his tires weren't warm enough. So right now, everything is going great. All I want to do is focus on first place. I don't want to push the issue too hard. I'm trying to see if he's actually going to get away from me in this first lap. And that'll tell me if I need to step up my pace or just sit back behind him. I'm also looking at now the new third place, which is super necessary to see if that person actually is catching up to me, and also dictate how fast I need to go to stay with first place and keep third place away from my draft. Suzuka is an awesome track. It's got a nice flow. We're leading up to the hairpin, which is a really tricky hairpin. I got to come all the way down to first to grab some grip, and then hit the rev limiter coming out, back into second, and then stay in the draft going all the way to what's called the spoon curve, which if you look at the track map to the top right, it looks like the shape of a kind of a spoon, but that's why they call it the spoon curve. This is a double apex. There's one, and then here's the next one coming up. I would say almost even a triple apex. And then coming down to the back straight, leading up to the famous 130R, which a lot of passes have happened in F1, a lot of races on this track. But with this car in Group 4, it's a balancing act. I've got to hit the brakes to tap, downshift just a little bit. I don't have to, but I do it just to save my tires. And we're leading up to the chicane, which is a quick right-left, which if you get this wrong, and you grab too much curb, you might spin around, which I found out at the start of a race 2 races ago, and I ended up spinning it out and going all the way to the back, but I eventually finished, I think, 11th, so I fought myself back up. This race I didn't have to do that. All right, lap 2. I can see now that first place is pacing himself. He's not getting away. So all I want to do right now is I just want to stay with him, and I want to apply pressure enough where maybe he makes a mistake. And if I get too close to him and I start slowing myself up and allowing third place to catch up, then I'm going to have to find a place to pass him because I don't want to be held up. I want to go just fast enough where I'm staying with him, but I'm also staying away from third place. So everything's looking good. Just had my fastest sector time, even though it's it's really the first racing lap because we did a rolling start, so it's going to be 5 seconds, almost 6 seconds faster from the previous lap because we weren't at full speed. These 2 corners can catch you out really too. You slide almost all the way through it. And now we're leading up to the hairpin, or the hairpin again. You could easily run in the back of somebody. You can see, Gave him a little bit of a tap. I was worried I was going to get a penalty for that. I didn't. They just recently changed the penalty system again, so it's not such a really bad set of penalties just by trying to be aggressive and you just accidentally tap somebody. If they don't go off the course, you shouldn't get a penalty. But I have in the past before they changed it. Through the spoon curve again, trying to get as much momentum as I can, and then shoot down the back straight. I'm really good into his draft now. And if I really wanted to push the issue, I could probably get him by the time I'm going around the chicane. We get through the 130R. But I don't want to take myself off. It's only lap 2 of 11. Right now, if I decide I'm going to stay behind him, when he pits, I'm pitting. That's usually the good rule of thumb in racing, is that when the leader pits, you pit. If you're in that top, 3 to 5. As long as I keep everything clean, I stay with him. He's quicker through the chicane than I am. If I keep everything clean, I should be able to stay in this draft and not have to burn a lot of gas. As you can see right now, I'm almost down, getting close to a quarter of a tank. My tires look good. And he's just a tad bit lower on fuel than I am. And I am Jimmy. It looks like he came back to 6th. But if I was him, if he went off, I'd probably, I don't know what tires he started on. Let's find out. He's actually on the mediums too, so he's on the same strategy as I am. But yeah, everything's looking good. Just keeping my lines, not overdoing it. The car's getting lighter as the fuel load gets coming down, but that's for everybody. And I know now where I'm faster than him if he's actually pushing his car to the max, but he is making tiny bit corrections that I can see a lot more than I am. And in the spoon curve, the hairpin coming up is exactly where I'm really quickest, so I can really late brake. And I hit my lines pretty good, so I actually get close to him under braking, but not too close or I'm gonna hit him and knock him off. So you can see 3rd place. At the moment, I'm not worried about 3rd place. Looks like First and myself are pulling away from the pack. Right now, it's kind of a marathon. Being quick, but staying with the person in front. See, he just went wide. He just went wide. He's having to save it. So let's go back a little bit. So I'll show you that in real time real quick. Let's go up to him. So the spoon curve is tricky. If you get too wide, you start losing it. It looks like he drifted out just a little bit too much, and he's trying to save it. He's on the turf, and then I'm actually now I'm right on him. So now I'm going to decide if I'm actually going to pass him in the 130R, because now I have a little bit of a draft. So I'm going to poke my nose out, get out of the draft, to see if I can't beat him to the 130R. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. So I tuck back underneath him, and I'm just going to follow him. Just put enough pressure on him, make him overdrive his car. I backed off just a little bit, so if he was going to brake early, I wasn't going to hit him. And then try to get as close as I can, go into the braking of the curve, and the chicane. I took a lot of curb there, so luckily I didn't get a penalty for it. But he is faster through that chicane, so you can see how he got a little bit away from me. But I'm still in his draft, so nothing's lost here. Just got to make it back up. But I'm really good through the S's in the back part of the track. So right here, going these first couple corners, I gained a lot because I'm trail braking. Now we're going through the S's. And this is all about getting on the power as fast as you can so you can keep your momentum up. Yeah, that was a really good line. So you can see he went a little wider. We're about the same distance away from each other. Now coming into these next two right-handers. Well, I think I'm pretty good through here too. So just sliding through here. Brake really hard. Get on the curve again. Get back on the power. Now I'm back where I was before I lost that time. Now let's see if I can't late brake into the hairpin. Downshift the first. Grab front end grabs. Hit the rev limiter a little bit coming out. Still same distance. You can see on the track map that you can't even see first place. My arrow is covering us both. where second and third are about a corner away from us. And last place is just now going through the S's, so they probably had an issue at the beginning of the race and went off. Either had to pit or get back on the track. Alright, so now I'm starting to wonder when first place is going to pit. If I look at our tires, that's mine, that's his. He's a little bit more worn on the front than I am, so he's going to start losing his cornering grip probably a lap before I am. Or at least starting to degrade a little bit. So he hasn't pitted yet, going to go into lap 5. He's starting to weave a little bit, trying to keep me out of his draft. Catching up here on the front straight. And then, oh, got a little bit curb. I lost a little bit of time. Not much. Now I'm back on him. It looks like he made a little bit of a mistake too. Like I said before, his front tires are going to be more worn than mine. Now I'm, like I said before, I was fast to the S's. These are the S's, and I'm right on him again. Having somebody stalk you like this is not fun, because you're constantly looking in your rearview mirror or your side mirrors. I know you can't see that because I don't have a cockpit shot. Maybe the next videos I'll probably do an in-car camera shot, maybe 2 different videos for the same race, or trim up the video where I have both. I like watching replays like this because you can see the way the car is handling. You don't just see your car, but you see the cars around you. It's more like watching it on TV for real. His connection's a little bit weird. Going through that hairpin, his car kind of jerks a little bit. I think it's something to do with his upload. But it's not hampering my drive at all, so I'm just got to be worried I don't hit him going through that hairpin. Alright, we're back to the spoon curve again. Late brake up into him, but just sitting on his bumper. Now I'm thinking, alright, do I want to try and make another move? As long as I get enough good of a draft, I have, so I'm going to stick my nose out. He's trying to push me. He pushed me onto the grass. And I was thinking right then, like, alright, he did push me on the grass a little bit. Is he going to get a penalty? Not. He's not. I'm not going to make it to 130 yards, so I backed off, let him have it. But he knows that I'm ready to go by. So either he drives faster and wear his tires out faster than me, or he needs to pit and try to undercut me. But I'm going to pit the exact same time he is going to. So when he pits, I'm going to pit. So we're going into lap 6. Let's see what his tires look like. A little bit more worn than mine. I've got a little bit more grip and a little bit more gas. But we're not going to worry about the fuel because it's not burning off fast enough for us to have to take a splash and go. Once again, I'm fast to the first 2 corners. Fast to the S's. Making him make all the curbs he can to try and stay ahead of me. And it looks like I'm at Jimmy's now up to 5th, where he started. And look, so alright, so I don't know if you noticed that I just got a penalty. And I think the reason why I got a penalty is because I repeatedly was touching his rear bumper, and the system probably thinks, you know, per lap you shouldn't be doing that. I don't know how many, it doesn't tell you how many touches, but unfortunately I got a 2-second penalty. So I'm not going to get mad. Alright, it is what it is. I'm far enough away from 3rd place that I don't have to worry about 3rd place catching me. I'm actually have to take this penalty on the back part of the track, which is the straight leading to the last chicane after the 130R. Actually, it's leading up to the 130R. So that back straight leading up to the corner, I'll have to take that 2-second penalty, which I think is a little rather harsh, but it is what it is. I know I'm fast enough where I can make that 2 seconds back up. And I know you saw that little glitch from him, or it looks like his upload on his internet's not very good. So now it's like, alright, I don't want him to get too far away. He made up a little bit of ground on me. I got to catch back up to him, lead him to the 130R and stay in his draft, so when I do take that penalty, which is coming up, I can still stay in his draft somewhat before he pits. And if I was him, I'd probably think about pitting now, because when I take that 2-second penalty, which is right now, he's got a big opening now. A big opening for me, where it's like, all right, if he pits and then I pit, he's still definitely staying ahead of me. Unless I decide I'm going to stay out and put him some really good fast laps to make up the gap. So he's already going through the chicane, and I'm not even there yet. So that hurt a little bit. There is third place, but he's not close enough to me to be in my draft. So right now it's like, all right, when's he pitting? When's he going to pit? He's not pitting yet. We're going one more lap. So I have one more lap because now I'm thinking he's going to pit at the end of this lap. I have one more lap to catch him. So right now it's a pretty big distance. He's going through the first corner. I'm just now getting there. I know I'm faster, so now I'm starting to step it up. So I'm going to pit this lap. If he decides he's going to pit, this is my in lap. I want to maximize my in lap as fast as possible, get as much time as I can, so when we do go in the pit, we're maybe 5 car lengths away from each other, if not less. So right now it's just making up time. You can see P7 just pitted. So some of the other people in this race are starting to pit. That even confirms more that he's probably going to pit this lap, so I've got to catch up to him as much as I possibly can, because we're only going to have 4 laps after this pit. Or 3. Starting to catch him a little bit. Now I know I can outbrake into the hairpin, which is what I'm going to do, or make up another time. I probably make up close to a second. Half a second to a second. There he is. So right now I'm almost on the ragged edge. I'm just trying to make up as much time as I can. Don't make a mistake. Well, went a little wide there, wider than I wanted to. Pushing it a little too hard. Didn't even use the curb, so you can tell how I got off the power a little bit, so I wouldn't. Alright. Leading into the 130R turn, there he is. He's going through it. Do I want to push it, not downshift? No, I want to keep it safe. I don't want to go off right now and lose more time. I do have the fastest lap of the race, lap 4, so no one else is faster than that time. He's pitting, so I'm pitting 2 now. So here we go. So no fuel, switching on to the mandatory hard tires. That's it, back out. Right now I'm making sure that I can see the track map and I can see 3rd place. So when I do come out, 3rd place is, well, looks like, is I'm Not Jimmy. So I'm Not Jimmy, after his mistake, so now I think this guy is my rival. He stayed out on mediums, and he looks like he's not going to pit until he has to, which is probably be the last lap of the race, so he can put on hards because he's on mediums. So you can see, yeah, he's on mediums. So now thinking to myself, all right, great. I get to take this guy that I've had a couple of problems with the last couple of races, race really hard. Now I've got to get around him because we're on lap 8 of 11, and I got to catch 1st place again. Now I've got to deal with him. So I'm like, oh great. So the best probably I'm able to get is 2nd place if I get around him cleanly without him knocking me off, which is what I plan to do. I took a lot of curb there. I was on the grass, which looks like I didn't get a penalty for that, so I was very happy about that when I went through it. But I know some people in qualifying were doing the same thing, so there's no track penalty. There are rules for each race and dictated as far as track limits. I think it was on weak, so that's probably why I didn't get a penalty by cutting that much track. So right now I'm on hard, so this is technically a slower tire, but it's almost even, if not a little bit better than 2nd place, because he's on mediums and he's worn them out. So right now I'm just trying to get past him as fast as possible, because he is definitely going to hold me up if I can't get the 1st place before the end of the last lap. Wonder what I'm Not Jimmy's thinking, that, oh, here comes Racer X 35 again. I got to deal with him again. It's all good. It's all good fun. Late break into the chicane. I was wondering, okay, when is 2nd place going to pit? Definitely not now. So more likely he's going to wait until the very last lap. And I don't know why he's getting blue flag. Probably somebody's pitting. Or somebody was going to pit. So now I've caught up to him. So now I'm fast. I'm now in his draft. I know I'm quicker in the S's, but I don't know about this tire against his tires. We'll see how close I can get up to him. Because right now I want to get past him. I want at least 2 laps so I can come at first place. And I need to get by him this lap. Hitting my lines really, really well. He's taking his a little wide, probably because his tires are worn. And all right now is just applying pressure. Slid all the way through that corner. Hard on the brakes. Alright, now I know I can late brake into the hairpin. I don't want to hit him. I just want to be right on him as we come out of the hairpin, so I can draft him leading up to the spoon corner. And it looks like I pushed out, so I didn't actually get done what I wanted to. So right now I'm still in the draft. He's probably getting a little bit of a draft from first place, but not much. And I need to go through the spoon curve a lot better than him, so I can be right on him leading up the back straight to the 130R and get past him. Oh, that went a little wide. Had to get out of it. Yeah, it looks like I lost a little bit of ground. Alright, so second's in first place for draft, and I am in second place's draft. And I am running out of time. Lap 10, I'll have 2 laps to go. I want second place to take a pit anytime now, but I need to be closer because I still want to stay in first place's draft when he does. And he's not pitting. Alright. This is going to come down to the wire. Now I really need to concentrate and go through first and second turns as fast as I can. And it looks like he went wide, so I'm going to make some time up a little bit. Going through the S's. These 2 drivers, especially first place, hasn't really made a mistake, except for that first, I think it was on lap 2, going through the spoon curve. But other than that, first place has pretty much driven a pretty clean race. But he's not as fast as me, because technically, like I said before, I've still got the fastest lap of the race. Alright, here we go. They're both going to the hairpin. And I know second place wants to get past first so he can take his pit, not lose as much time. Oh, we got a back marker, so back marker will go translucent, so it won't impede us, but we'll still be able to use their draft, but we still got to get around him. So technically we can drive through the ghost. Doesn't penalize us at all, but there's a yellow flag for some reason. Probably because somebody went off for a split second. I didn't see it. Alright, so I know second place has to go to the pits now. If he's going to not get penalized 20 seconds by the end of this race, he has to pit. I don't think he pitted for hard tires in the beginning after he went off. So I know I'm going to get second place minimum. I'm trying to get as close to them as I can, so when he does, I'm right on first place. Oh, we had another back marker. Yep, he's going to the pits. Now I'm right back exactly where I was when I lost second place. So right now, last lap of the race. This is all or nothing. I have to get past him to win this race. I know where I'm faster, and I want to apply as much pressure as I can. See if he makes a mistake. I don't think he will. I'm going to have to bully my way through cleanly. Going through the S's, I know I'm faster. Yep, I'm having to lift a little bit because I'm touching him and I don't want to get another 2-second penalty like I did before. So I'm having to keep my distance. I'm going to try a different line here and go out wide and then cut back in. Didn't really work, but going to this corner, I've got more momentum. So I'm back exactly where I was. Get as close as I can, but without hitting him. So I can pick my moment, which is probably going to be on the back straight. And I know I'm faster going through this hairpin, but I do not want to hit him. So I want to be as clean as possible, but as close as I can coming out of the corner. And I took it wide so I wouldn't hit him. But now I'm actually gotten a little bit more speed, him coming out of that corner. So right now it's like, alright, do I try it? Do I try it? Going to the corner, yep, let's take the inside line, let's give it a shot. It's probably not going to work, so let's just sit back behind him. Have a better, cleaner line coming through the spoon curve, onto the back straight. Now hit the throttle, full throttle, let's stay on it. Get a good enough in draft, and just poke my nose out and go to the inside. I've tried this 2 times before, it didn't work. Can I do it this time? Alright, let's poke out. I got maybe a half a mile to a mile an hour faster than him. Going to the 130R, make it stick, don't touch. Just edge him out. Looking at my rearview mirrors, make sure he doesn't try and outbrake me to the chicane. Once again, this is the manufacturer's cup, so Porsche's getting a good 1-2. He's trying to, I know he's quicker through the chicane coming out, but he doesn't have enough time. We crossed the finish line, 1-2, very close race. I had a blast doing it. It took me 3 races to get here. The last 2 races, like I said, were horrible. I think I was rage quitting. I had to finish the race, even though that I had a bad race. But this race turned out to be awesome. Thanks a lot for watching. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you want to see more, like I said, I'll be posting more videos. But in this day and age right now, guys, thank goodness for sim racing and games, because we're all stuck inside. I appreciate you watching. Stay safe out there. Stay close to your families. Have a great day. God bless.